Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Alejandro Perez, the CGI Nerd, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at continuing on the basics of blueprint tutorial series that I'm working on, and specifically in this tutorial we're going to be looking at condition statements and branches. So we're going to be using that to create a very simple resource management, and when something happens we deplete a resource, and then when we do something else it will reset the resource to a value that we want. Alright, so let's take a look at that. In order to do that we need a blueprint class. We're going to make an actor blueprint class. Let's call this my condition and throw that into the scene. Right now we have that script in there. It's not doing anything, so let's go in and have it do something. Double click on it. We can open up the blueprint manager, and in here let's go to the event graph. We're going to delete all of these because we're going to do it off of a mouse button click. And also let's look at the class defaults, and let's go to inputs, set that to player 0 so that way we can get the mouse inputs specifically for this blueprint. I'm going to create those mouse button clicks now. So let's go ahead and do left mouse button and right mouse button. Okay, so when we push the left mouse button we're going to want to decrease a resource, and then on the right mouse button click we are just going to reset that resource back to its default value. So let's create that variable for a resource. We're going to use an integer, and let's call it resource. Okay, so we can throw this into the scene right here, and let's set the resource. Let's do the right mouse button because that's a little bit easier. We don't need a condition for that. Let's compile this so that we can set a default value. So the default value is going to be 5. We want to set this back to 5 every time we push the right mouse button click. And then we can do a print statement if we want. Print string. And we want to, we can just over here plug it straight in. Over here we have a conversion, so it retrieves the variable and can use it to use that value. So there we go. So we have that there. Now this one is going to need to set up some conditions and everything ahead of time, but essentially what we want to do in the end is be able to print out a statement of whatever that value is. So let's go to resource and drop it in. We'll set a set resource. And the resource is going to be based off of a condition. So what is that condition? Let's create a branch. So this branch will let us do true false right here. So we can set a condition if true. If a condition is false, we can set a option. So if it's true, we'll plug in, oops, over here. I missed. Let's try that again. So if true, we'll do that. Okay. What is the condition right now we want? Let's get the resource. And then let's go to integer. So in the integer we have some conditions here. We have the less than equal to, greater than, or greater than and equal to. So if a is greater than or equal to 1, so we'll do that there. We'll plug this in here, and that will be the condition. And this is going to be triggered when the left mouse button is pressed. So we have the condition here for the branch that's triggered. It's checking to see if the resource is greater than or equal to 1. If it is, we want to trigger this set. And what is the set going to do? It's going to have the resource integer minus integer. So we're going to take away 1 from the resource. Let's move this over right here. There we go. So we got a little bit of space. Okay, so if that statement is true, we are going to subtract that by 1. And then let's copy and paste, so Control C and Control V, the print statement, and all I'm doing is going to be printing that value. If that condition is false, let's paste another one of that print statement, and let's get that resource variable, so Control C, Control V. If it is false, we're going to still print the statement, and we're just going to print whatever the value is, and it should be at 0. Okay, so let's compile all of this, make sure we don't have any issues. It doesn't look like we do. Let's close this out, and let's playtest this. Here, when I go in, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. So I'm just left mouse button clicking. That is great. Now if I right mouse button click, it goes to 5. And then I can go back down to 0. I can click the right mouse button, and all it does is just keeps on setting it to 5, so it doesn't increase or decrease. I can go like halfway, let's say to 3 or 2, reset it, and it's back to 5. It doesn't have to go all the way back to 0. So that is basically how branches and conditions work. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments. And thank you very much. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.